It's the beer video, and I'm in the same room I'm normally in, but I had to move because glare. I tried to clean the lens. It made it worse. I don't know. How's it going?
Good. Sauron's howling, or he was until a minute ago.
Yeah.
He's calm. Um, yeah, I don't know. Feeling pretty good. Got a lot done this weekend.
I
Y-
guess I kind of did too. We had a really stupid idea yesterday, that we were going to go out to South Hills Village, which is a shopping mall. Because there were a couple like last minute holiday things I wanted to get, or Christmas. Oh, it's fine. Sorry, everybody calm down. That I needed to get. And I'm sorry, I did smoke some marijuana during the Steeler game, so I'm a little a little we're working on it.
have some coffee. Get your bean to green ratio right.
Yeah. I took Brody during a walk for a walk at halftime, and I started walking. I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so lightheaded." And I was like, "Oh wait, no, I'm high." Yeah, it's I become a complete fucking idiot when I've been yeah, using the marijuana. Um, what the fuck was I saying? That's another thing that I do. So going out to the mall yesterday. God, what a disaster that was. Oh my God. It looked like a mall in the 90s at Christmas. There was so many fucking people. It was insane. Yeah.
Gross. Yeah, I mean, we have the Mall of America here. Don't
Yeah.
forget.
Oh, I don't forget.
Yeah, I have been there. Well, I haven't been there in like 10 years, but maybe the time is right to visit again. We'll see.
There's been wrestling at the Mall of America a couple times.
Yeah, there was actually a really good match there, and I'm sorry, I don't want to go to the suburbs. I just don't.
I don't blame you. It really does. Yeah. It was rough. I mean, I got some things I was looking for, which is good, but oh my God, it was brutal. I'm also wearing my Mothman cape. Uh, so
Look,
tell Sauron that Mothman is on the screen right now. He
it's not,
will. Anyway, it's very comfortable. It's nice and warm. It's only 15. I paid like $15 for it on the fucking internet, so it's probably made of asbestos, but maybe that's a good thing. Yeah.
yeah, every time I buy a cigarette off someone these days, I just say it's 5 minutes less I have to spend paying my student loan.
Yep.
Uh,
Which aren't getting forgiven now.
so I think I went first last week. Am
You
I right?
did. Yes, because I have the sign up. And I have a beer that is not going to be a surprise to you. It's by Wooden Ship. Oh, that Helen sent to me. So this one, it's a saison. What is it called?
I think it's just called the saison.
Is it just called that? Okay. Anyway, there it is. There's the can. I knew the logo right away. Did you do this one before?
I've done a couple of their saisons, but I don't think I've ever done like the straight up saison
Got
before.
it. Okay, cool. This is I just saw the ABV here somewhere. Oh, 7%. Yeah, yeah, 7% alcohol. Um, and I am drinking out of a merman glass, because why not? All good things happen when merman is around.
All
That's in
right.
the Bible. Speaking of the Bible, speaking of Masters of the Universe, um, I don't know if they're fully casting for a new movie, but oh shit, I can't think of his name. Ah, fuck. Oh, it's gonna drive me crazy. The guy that they're casting to play Man at Arms is black, and so like it's a fictional
Wait,
character. You can be whatever color.
we're busy blowing a gasket over the fact that Ciri is the protagonist in The Witcher 4, which I did not play Witcher 3 very much. I need to get back to it because I did really like the books. Um, but our friend Deanna has played all of them, and apparently the good ending of The Witcher 3 is the one where Ciri becomes a witcher. So
Hmm.
this very predictable thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not as up on Witcher folklore, so I'm just kind of nodding and understanding the people are just shit. Fans are shitty. Fans are just shit.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. Even someone who's like not super well versed in Witcher folklore, I can tell
Mhm.
you that Ciri is a fairly major character in the books and also in the third game. Like you do play as her for a bit of the third game,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I don't know. They're mad that a lady in game, and she like she may be in her late 20s, early 30s, rather than like kind of this weird neotenous nightmare character.
I think some of these dudes need to figure out that when you're constantly whining because your characters aren't dudes and you want all your dudes to be muscular and you want all the dudes to be the heroes, I think maybe that's saying something about yourself that maybe you're not being honest with yourself about.
Oh,
And it's fine because we support that whole thing.
the Witcher series, both the books and the video games, are extremely woke
Yeah.
by any standards. Like, I remember even during my brief time playing 3, which is a good game for the record, I just got like frustrated with it for petty reasons.
Yeah.
Um, there's a part where you can like talk to a guy and he like is saying like, like my village shunned me for being gay, and
Yeah.
it's like when these tools were all whining that there's like a gender non-conforming character in the new Dragon Age game where like
Oh no.
Dragon Age games have always been queer as hell.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know what it's the whole I can't believe Rage Against the Machine is political thing where it's like it's been in your face the whole fucking time and you're too dumb to see it. Sorry. I'm gonna say so I noticed just I could smell the beer from where I was sitting and it's got a little bit of a savory smell.
mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna taste it because that's why we're here.
Yeah.
Huh. All right, hold on. It has a tiny little bit of a savory taste. God, this reminds me of something. Oh man. God, I can't place it. Anyway, this is very flavorful. Uh it not to sound horny, it hits all the right parts of my tongue. So it's orally pleasurable.
Oh boy, okay. I wasn't expecting such a smutty review of this beer, but hey, why?
No, why not? Make beers horny again. Make beer horny again.
Well,
Mwah.
I can't
Um,
live up to this.
what's that?
I can't live up to this. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Can't live up to this. No, but it's nice and smooth too. It's a very easy beer to drink. Yeah, this is a beer that I think I would lose my concentration while drinking. What have you ever had a beer that you just end up drinking too fast? Like you're not intending to do that, but
But yeah. Actually, Hammerheart a lot, like all their beers.
yeah,
Basically. Yeah.
yeah. I'm just like I feel like I'm losing sense of time.
Point.
What's that?
I've sent you 3 Hammerheart beers at this point, I think.
Yeah,
Right?
I still have two to go.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Because the one I put in the fridge last week that I was gonna do last week and I ended up doing the Christmas beer. And then when these showed up this week, I did this one by request. And I'll probably do that one next week. So it'll be our holiday beer, I guess. No, this is really good. I really like this. It's the first wooden ship beer I've had, and I've been excited knowing this was coming because you've done so many and enjoyed them. So I am very excited about this, and it has a little bit of bitterness, not a lot, just a little tiny bit. Um, but it's also not terribly hoppy either. You don't get a lot of the hop sense into this, which is fine. Like I don't think all beers need to be completely upfront with their hops. Yeah, really good and a nice aftertaste as well.
Yeah, saison is one of my favorite styles, I think. I don't know. Saison is one of those I like. It's like a Hefeweizen where it's like it still tastes basically like a beer, but it's got like it's not trying to taste like something that's not beer, but it does really unique flavor.
I feel
Um,
like it tastes like a more sophisticated beer. I don't mean that in a snotty way at all. I just mean, um, it feels like a step up from just a beer.
so okay, I really hate to admit this because I think Dave Mustaine's a clown, but he does a signature saison with
Yeah.
unicorn that actually is terrific.
Yeah. Well, unibrow. I mean, I'm gonna put 95% of that in. I just knocked over a lamp. I'm gonna put 95% of that in Unibrow's baskets. That's
Feeling is kind of like Bruce Dickinson's signature beers, where it's just like he just kind of signs his name at the bottom of the page. And
yeah, yeah. I know that they said that Dave Mustaine was a little bit more active in the planning of it. And
okay,
that's just bullshit that they said. I don't know.
I can buy him as a craft beer guy. I guess my thing was, I thought he didn't drink, but I guess, maybe he just had a drug problem. But
I thought he just had a drug problem. I thought that, I mean, I'm sure there was probably some drinking involved as well, but I always thought it was more a drug thing with him.
yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Brain is, I'm gonna sound unkind. His brain is basically Swiss cheese.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shall we do a brief shirt comparison
Yes,
before?
you go first.
Okay, so this is a Lord of the Rings themed shirt from a small screen printer called Isolation Man. Um, you can see I've got my sleeve rolled up, but I will roll it
Oh,
down.
fuck, that's awesome.
Pinnacle of Orthanc. Yeah. This guy just does like really cool screen prints. He does like
Yeah.
runs. It's just one guy, so like
Yeah.
opens his shop up for like a week at a time. Follow him on social media if you want a cool shirt like this. He does mostly one-off designs. He sometimes repeats them, but not super often. But like,
Yeah.
even if you don't get exactly this one, like all of his designs are pretty good. My
Send me his Instagram so I will put him in in the show notes and
um, yeah, I don't know. I'm really happy with this. I
I
think
really like it.
cool illustration, nice all over print, and he like picks a good brand of shirt to print on.
Hmm.
You know, I feel like a lot of people go with what's that shitty shirt brand?
Gildan.
Yeah, yeah, just like it's got the texture of like a saltine and like fits like a cardboard box, but like
Yeah, it's like putting a rectangle on your body. Yeah, it's not the best.
yeah, I mean I don't know the brand of this offhand. Maybe it's like the slightly higher and uh Gillian ones, but like whatever he picks, it's good.
Yeah.
I don't know. Good stuff.
I am just wearing a classic Queensryche logo shirt. I almost fell over. Yes, there it is. Queensryche. So let's put this cape back on because I am fucking freezing. Um, all right, go
I
ahead.
mention of Queensryche makes me think of that Vandals song about having a mullet called I've Got an Ape Drape. Uh,
Good.
yeah, there's a line I've had it since the first time I saw Queensryche.
The first time I saw Queensryche was in 2000. They were opening for Iron Maiden, and I was like fourth, fifth row. And so they start playing, and I'm like, wow, Jeff Tate sounds fucking great. He sounds fucking great. And then I realized his mouth wasn't really matching what was going on.
Uh-oh.
And I was like, oh, I see why. He's got some backing. Yeah, I think there was some. I don't think he was lip syncing, but the high notes, he wasn't singing those.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it was
Uh,
a little rough.
Um, I guess my one high water mark of concerts I saw in the early 2000s was I saw Slayer on tour for God Hates Us All. That was before Jeff Hanneman died and before the ant colony had fully infested Tom Aray's. So that's pretty
Yeah,
funny. Um,
yeah. It's really bad when you're like, I'm here for Kerry King now, because he's at least politically not a shithead.
oh God. Yeah, and he's yeah, it's funny, like, oh God, I'm gonna sound like such a bitch, but you can really tell the difference between Hanneman and King solos, where Hanneman solos sound like they're self-indulgent and wanky, but like they
Yeah,
kind of sound coherent. And Kerry King solos just sound like nonsense.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I'm saying this and like I was only ever a mediocre to okay bass player myself. So,
Yeah.
you know, I'm Monday morning quarterbacking now. So
Monday morning, but yeah. I was
well,
trying to come up with a joke, but
I picked this beer because the name made me groan, and I will show you what it is. It is an oat cream IPA. It's called Totes McOats. Ugh, ugh.
oh God.
Broken Clock Brewing. So I featured, I think, a pineapple beer they had on here before, and I remember it being pretty decent, not mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Um, Clock is notable because they've featured drag shows at their brewery, and for that they have received death threats because we live in hell.
Ugh.
And I did a half-assed Google actually of this beer style. Never let it be said we don't treat our audience right. And an oat cream IPA is supposed to be on the fruitier and sweeter side for
Okay.
IPAs. Kind of what I like. So
Yeah.
we'll see how this goes for me. We are pouring this in the Cousin Eddie glass.
I wonder why we're not sending death threats to churches. Anyway, and I don't say that anybody should do that. I am not advocating you send a death threat to a church. I'm not saying that. But
Well,
why aren't we doing that?
uh, we aren't monetized in the first place, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Smells delicious, actually. Mmm, yeah. Oh, I'm so into this. Um, yeah, that is an IPA with a hint of what I can only describe as cereal milk.
Oh, really? Is
Hmm.
it kind of, does it taste kind of thick?
Yeah, it's kind of nice and sludgy. It reminds me of sweetened sweet oat milk, which kind of the most stereotypically like millennial thing I can say, I guess. Um, yeah, no, it kind of reminds me of like those lactose sweetened IPAs, but I kind of don't like those because like they're a little too like overly sweet and sludgy, but like this is sweet and thick, but
I just thought, just from looking at it in the glass, it just kind of gives off a thickness that I think is pleasing.
yeah, this is really nice.
Yeah.
And it's just sweet enough to kind of cut the bitterness of the hops in a pleasant way.
Huh.
Like oh, there's still a bit of a bitter aftertaste, like, but yeah, it's like I don't know, it's like the cocktail I had earlier this evening, where I was okay, does everyone know what Malort is?
I hope.
Yeah.
I
So,
think you can look it up. It's fine.
right. So Malort is an extremely, extremely bitter liquor. But I had a cocktail with it where it was mixed with pineapple juice and Benedictine. And like that cut the bitterness of the Malort enough that it was like kind of enjoyable.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually told my waiter, like, I'm a little afraid of this. 'Cause Malort. And he's like, well, I hate Malort, but trust us on this one. And yeah, uh, I feel like without the oat cream element, this may have been a little too much on the bitter side, but
Yeah.
it's balanced really nicely, I think.
That's great.
Oh, I don't know. And winter weather always makes you crave sludgy beers, like
Yeah.
yeah, imperial stouts, porters, that kind of things of that.
I have a good stout for tonight that I'm looking forward to. It's not eligible for the beer. I'm sorry about the yawn. That's not eligible for the beer video just because I've had it before. I yawn a lot when I'm high too. Like I could go to sleep at any second if I yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to. I have stuff to write.
Yeah.
Thus begins the week.
Wait, friend list is not right now, but soon-ish. First week of January, maybe?
My list
Yeah.
starts Friday.
Starts Friday.
Well,
Shit.
all my year-end stuff starts this week.
Okay, cool.
Tuesday will be non-metal stuff. Wednesday. is EPs and splits. Thursday is runners up, and Friday is 40 to 31. And then it'll
That's
wrap. Let me think how this works. I can tell you the schedule. Hold on a minute. You don't have to hold on.
Are you keeping this exclusive, site exclusive, or can you tell me what some of your favorite non-metal releases were?
I'll talk about a couple of them because like I want it to be something of a surprise.
Yeah.
Um, so my favorite album, I think I have the album here. Hold on a minute. Uh, or maybe I don't. Thought I did. Oh, where are you? Ah, okay, I don't have it with me. I thought I did. So anyway, I'll go to the my Spotify because I've been just kind of building this up in here. Um, so my favorite record of the year that is not a metal album is by an artist called Mercy Lemon. I think that's how she spells her name. It's Merce Lemon. Um, so she has a record called Watch Me Drive Them Dogs Wild. She's from Pittsburgh, by the way. That's not why I picked her. But so I know a lot of people sort of do the indie country thing. Hers is kind of like that. It's sort of like Midwestern rust, um, but a little bit of like a Magnolia Electric Company punch. So, if you're into Magnolia Electric Company, I mean, I think you could find stuff to like here. If you're into like the non-commercial, like indie country. I think you find a lot to like there. I just really like her. I like her lyrics a lot. Pretty smart lyricist. The new Cure album's great. It took me a little while to kind of warm up to it because it's a little dreary. I know that sounds funny to say because it's the Cure, but I mean, not a lot of up-tempo stuff on this record.
Is a band I can't listen to, and that's not a slam on them as musicians. I think The Cure is, from an objective point of view, great.
hmm.
It's just I listened to them at a very miserable point in my teenagerdom, and so like now I can't hear them without thinking of that.
It makes sense. I get that.
So weirdly, that doesn't hold true for other bands in that era. Like I can still listen to Sisters of Mercy and Bauhaus, like,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Something about The Cure is just too fundamentally unhappy for me to even
Oh
like
yeah.
think to them.
But I mean, they always sort of had like a thread of playfulness through what they did and
Oh,
a
for
thread of
sure.
romanticism. And that stuff's not on this record at all. Like this is a dark fucking record. Um,
Oh boy.
yeah, but I really like it. I think it's their best one they've put out. Ah, boy, I don't know, in 20 years at least. Um, God, what else is on that list? I don't have it in front of me, so I'm blanking.
So
Uh,
like displaying your I won't rag on you for the Funko Pops again. I think I've done that enough.
yeah,
All right.
I go. Oh, Idols is another one. The new Idols album is on there. Tank.
Oh,
That's one that I like a lot too.
well, I don't have any Funko Pops, obviously, Jesus. But I'm gonna show you something which is it's relevant to my shirt. Hold on one
Oh,
second.
that's fine. Because I had a pop vinyl I just bought today that's relevant to your shirt, but I would have to go get it.
Yeah, fuck yourself, bud.
I'm
So
I'm excited and feeling a little bit dreadful.
so I have owned this action figure for oh gee. I guess 21 years since
Wow.
the thing came out. Yeah, this is Eowyn, who's one of my favorite characters in Lord of the Rings.
I was just getting ready to tell you they just put a pop vinyl out of her that I'm trying to find. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think that probably has to do with the fact that her actress narrates the new anime about Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim.
Yeah.
We've got sword slashing action.
Oh, look at that. I
Yeah,
love it.
I have a spear, but I lost it sadly in a move, I think. But
Yeah.
um, I don't know. She's really cool. I love AOA.
I do too. And I think Strider fucked her over and I'll never forgive him for it.
Well, okay,
I'm
no.
just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
God, we're gonna get a third argument. Oh no. Yeah, no, I get it.
Oh, speaking of Lord of the Rings, I was with Jaden and I went to Target today. And actually the thing I was going to show you is they made a Treebeard pop vinyl. So he has Merry and Pippin in his branches. Um but we were in Target today and Jaden goes, "Oh my God, there was a Lord of the Rings question on Jeopardy the other night that I don't remember if they knew the answer. Well, they know the answer now, but I don't remember if they knew it then or if they didn't. But they were like, "Oh, what is the alias that Frodo Baggins used whenever he checked into the to the inn?" And my brain just shut off. And I was like, I fucking know this. I know that I'm standing by the in the pop vinyl. I'm just standing there like motionless, not moving, and I'm like, I can't, I can't. And then finally I remembered Underhill, and I was like, oh, it's Underhill, it's Underhill.
Um, I'm sorry. I'm still annoyed with you. Uh,
Go ahead,
like,
just
yeah,
get it out.
okay. I feel like they kind of overemphasize like Eowyn's attachment to Aragorn in the movie.
It did. Yeah,
Book, she just kind of like goes off to what she feels like it's going to be her inevitable death because she's feeling kind of cold and bitter.
yeah.
But Faramir gets much more fleshed out in the book, so like I think it's kind of cool that they end up together. Like he's like a really thoughtful, studious dude, and like she's the one who's kind of like the better warrior of the two.
Mhm.
So like you can see how kind of like they came together where like they both have skill sets which are not considered like proper, I guess,
Yeah,
for like gender,
yeah,
which I know like maybe that's not what Tolkien meant essentially because like that he's like a kind of rather conservative British guy writing in the 30s 30s. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, like it's like okay, these two are kind of misfits and like I can see why they got like towards each other. And people sometimes say that Eowyn deciding to be like a doctor or what have you at the end of Return of the King is a little regressive, but it's like, well, you know, I don't necessarily feel like waging war all the time is necessarily like a hashtag girl boss moment, right? Like
yeah.
she like watched her beloved uncle die in front of her, so she got some PTSD or something.
Yeah, yeah. She went through a lot of shit.
Yeah. Like
More than most.
like whatever, she accomplished what she needed to do. She killed the fucking Witch King, you know, like she her laurels for a bit, right?
Yeah. I think, yeah, we'll cut her a break. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to get you all fired up there. Mine
No,
was more a joke
I
about,
always win.
I was more joking because of, yeah, like, I don't mind when movies take liberties with things, like, as long as you're not completely changing the meaning of something or something like that, I'm fine with it. I know that it's extra conflict, fine. No, but like, yeah, I think that her character ends up looking pretty good in the end, so that's fine.
God, yeah, and I actually didn't mind that the movies kind of gave Arwen more stuff to do.
Yeah,
Like
none either.
just because you know, all she is in the books is kind of she's a presence in the appendices. And like having her actually be a person that does things in the story like kind of makes that have more stakes. I don't think they needed to do that bullshit about her life force being tied to the ring or whatever. That was silly. Um,
Yeah,
but God, actually,
her midichlorian count was down.
her death in the appendices is one of the saddest things I ever read. It's like fucked me up for weeks.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I know that's what she chose or whatever, but it's just like she's away from all her friends, all her family, her husband's dead, you know, and
Mm.
like she has like her daughters and her son, but she chooses to leave them because she's so depressed that Aragorn dies. And like she just hangs out in the woods for like a year and digs her own grave and like, oh God.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like, oh, she laid herself to rest and uh, yeah, it's so sad.
I can't believe they didn't work that into the expanded episodes because those
They
were,
they do, you know, when what her dad
oh yeah.
is talking to her about like when she kind of pieces out of that trip to the Grey Havens, like the way he describes her future is exactly what happens. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, oh God, no wonder he didn't want that for her. That's kind of a bummer.
A kind of. Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, it leaves a little bit of a weird taste in your mouth.
I mean, yeah, again, yes, it's what she wanted. And like, I think there's something to be said about the fact that she, she became mortal and her life ended on her own terms or whatever.
Yeah.
God, no. Like, just, I remember that line, like, you, my daughter, will linger on in darkness and in doubt. Like, oh,
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, I mean I guess like my point I'm too high to make a point. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I've been trying. I've been sitting here working on it. The gears are moving, but they're not giving me anything. Let's end the video. Nothing, I have nothing else to contribute to this at all.
thanks. Oh my God, Brian, guess what I looked up the other day? The tags on Archive of Our Own, the big fan fiction website, right?
Yeah,
For United Healthcare Shooter. There are 160 fan fictions.
that's a lot.
It was less than I expected.
Oh,
I
it's
will
less.
some,
I guess that's more than I expected because it's all, how long's it been?
I don't know, time is a flat circle.
Yeah. Are we talking about? Okay, hold on. Are we talking about the specific shooter or just in general?
Well, so some of them were written before his identity was known, and some
Okay.
of them,
Okay.
I will send you some descriptions, buddy. The human imagination is beautiful.
I am all here for this. Let's go. Also, this is just a thought. If the I already know that they don't. Okay, I already know that they don't. So everybody out there, stop like shaking your head and laughing. If the Democrats had any fucking balls or guts, let's say, at the DNC in 2028, Luigi is a key speaker because if the
Yeah.
Republicans can invite murderers to their convention, so can we.
Wait, did they have Rittenhouse or
Yeah. And then they have the dude that strangled the guy in New York on the subway. He's going to be at the inauguration.
so I guess the one good side of the Daniel Penny verdict is it made me delete Reddit off my phone
Yeah.
because um
Yeah.
Reddit is kind of useful for niche hobbies, but the user base is I can only describe them as violently psychotic when it comes to homeless people. Like, look, okay, I've lived by a homeless encampment. Like, it kind of sucks. Like, yeah, a lot of people who are chronically unhoused are so maybe because, like, they have a hard time for whatever reason, like getting along with other people.
Yeah.
But if your reaction to, like, a guy just kind of giving off some bad vibes on public transit is to say, like, oh, yeah, he deserves to be summarily executed.
Yeah.
What the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah. I think we know what's wrong with them.
I've heard,
I don't think this is that complicated. I think we know what's wrong with them. I just wish they would just come out and say, hey, he wasn't white, so doesn't matter.
yeah, and I've heard, like, what I don't understand is the choke he did on Jordan. I've done that choke to other people. Like, why the fuck would you do that to someone who was not in immediate danger to you, right? Like, it is, it's a dangerous thing to do to someone. That is something that, like, all of my coaches have stressed repeatedly. Like, and I don't care what I don't care what anyone says. You can tell when someone is passed out. Like you can tell when someone loses consciousness.
One would think, yeah.
And like
Usually they stop resisting.
tell- you have no business fucking choking people, okay?
Yeah,
Like and there's no reason like okay, yeah, maybe if the guy was acting a little unhinged, like restrain him. Restrain him.
sure. Yeah,
What
you don't have to kill them.
Yeah, like fucking incapacitate him until the cops come, right?
Yeah.
Or until he calms the fuck down.
Yeah. Yep.
Sure, maybe like I'm not saying like you gotta totally ignore him if you think he's gonna do some harm to people, but you don't need to fucking choke off his air supply.
No. No.
Fucking ridiculous how people are just like, well, like, well, like, well, maybe he was scared. It's like, okay, so why do you have to kill him?
Yeah. Yep.
Great.
Restrain. Restrain. Yeah. I don't know. Because well, we know why. I mean, we know why. We know why they're okay with it.
And
Not
people are, oh yeah, Jordan Neely had assaulted people on the subway before, and it's like, A, I'm pretty sure that the man who killed him did not know that.
yeah.
And B, yes, okay, the guy's a bit of a danger to other people. Like, that's why you restrain him. You don't
Yeah.
need to kill him.
Yeah. 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 It's
Fucking
pretty clear.
God.
Pro-life party, by the way. Pro-life.
Mm.
Well, let's end this on a nice note. Can't think of one.
Ooh,
We have 3 minutes.
I don't know. That War of the Rohirrim movie looks good.
You're
Oh,
good.
there's Nosferatu's coming up.
Nosferatu, yes.
Yeah,
Every preview I've
I
seen for that.
I have loved every Robert Eggers movie I've seen.
Yeah, I
Especially The Lighthouse because what's his name? Sparkle Vampire.
oh fuck. Yeah.
We don't need to think of his name anyway. He nails the main accent, which is incredible.
This is like Underhill now. My brain is like, we know this answer.
And that's his name.
What's that?
Robert Pattinson. That's his name.
Robert Pattinson. Yeah.
I love that he now just does whatever weird shit he wants.
Well, he made his money. I give him credit for that. He made the three shitty big movies that everybody got excited about. He made money and now he's doing stuff he wants to do.
Yep.
I think that's a great idea.
He secured the bag, you might
Yeah.
say.
Go make your bullshit, make your money, and then just do fun stuff. I love it. Well, it's good. That is a great positive to end on. So we'll see you next week and I don't know, go drink a beer and pet a cat or two.